no, I don't. Okay. We'll be starting in just a minute. Like 2 minutes. Just trying to get set up here. Just 1 more minute, guys. Just want to check something. Alright, it's just new now. We're going to give it a few minutes. See if anybody else joins. I have a couple people who are interested in learning about Bloodborne, and they weren't sure if they could make it today. So I don't want to start and have to go back and start over again. So let's give it a few minutes. My stream health seems to be all over the place today. Here we go again. Last night was perfect. It's over 2,000. Everything was going good. It seems to be alright though. $1,400, it's not great. Could be a Twitch thing though, because everyone's might be. It is Saturday afternoon after all. Give it another 2 or 3 minutes and then we'll start. Hey Crick, how's it going? Welcome. And thanks for the follow, I appreciate it. I was just trying to check something. I don't see it. Okay. All right. So we're going to start in like another minute or so. Just to see if anybody else joins, because I don't want to have to repeat myself. And some of this is going to be a repeat of what we talked about last night. I'm going to try and do like a walkthrough tutorial like we did, the three of us last night. And then if anybody else, well, you saw my PSN or my message to the group. If anybody else from F13 wants to try the game or whatever, or any of my other viewers that aren't, or people that just randomly walk into the stream, come into the stream if they want to learn about Bloodborne. Alright, might as well go ahead and start.
Oh, yeah. Pale blood. Well, you've come to the right place. Yharnam is the home of blood ministration. You need only unravel its mystery. But where's an outsider like yourself to begin? Easy, with a bit of Yharnam blood of your own. But first, you'll need a contract.
Okay, and then we get to our character creation screen. I do use different names, but typically my standard go-to name is Cordelia Gray for my characters in RPGs, if I can choose a woman. And if you don't know who she is, there's a British author, P.D. James, who is pretty famous in England. I'm not sure about here, but she's a mystery writer, and she has a main series that she does with an English detective man that people really like. But she did 2 books with a female detective named Cordelia Gray, and I read both books, and I always thought that was a cool name, so that's why I usually pick that. And then you can choose the character's age, young, mature, aged, the way they look. And then origin. All right, so this playthrough, I'm going to be doing an arcane build, which is spells and stuff, which does not really come into play until late game. So early game, it's going to be pretty much a normal standard playthrough with a regular weapon. You can't get weapons that scale with arcane to much, much later in the game, and you don't really get any really good spells until much later in the game. But I thought that was something different. I've never done that build on stream. So I have to look and see what's the best choice. So I want something with decent arcane, but decent other stuff too, to survive early game. So Milquetoast has 8 arcane. Lone Survivor's pretty low. Troubled Childhood is good, but it's got low skill, or low strength. And the weapons I want to use are strength weapons. So that's not necessarily a good one. Professional has 8, but again, that's skill based. That's 6. 9 again, a lot of skill. Ooh, here's Cruel Fate. I start out with less Vit, but I can start out with 14 arcane. And strength and skill are both like at base. Low blood tinge, 12 endurance. And I don't want to do Waste of Skin. Waste of Skin is like lowest level. And it's still got pretty good arcane, but it's a lot harder because that's basically a challenge. Like a challenge. When people do challenge runs, people do which I've never done for this, but I'm doing for Dark Souls 3, where you start out with the lowest level character class, and then you play through the whole game without leveling up. So you really can't go wrong with any of these starting classes. It's a matter of just a preference of what you want to do. Any starting class is going to be, except Waste of Skin's a little bit harder, but any starting class is viable for the whole game. They all start out at level 10 except for Waste of Skin, and if you decide to go, you pick one with high strength and you decide that you like skill better, you can always start dumping points in the skill when you level up. And then appearance, you can do your gender, your age, you can choose your voice. Your build, standard, slim, very slim, burly, very burly, burly upper body, burly lower body, small head, large head, or standard. And then you can, it's very customizable. Like you can change, I could change and make my arms gigantic, make myself look really weird. You can change your skin color. You can even really change your skin color into different, you can make yourself purple, you could make yourself green, any color, really. You can make people make really hideous faces, so we don't have to go through all this stuff. You can give yourself tattoos, you can wear glasses. And then when you get a look that you like, you can save it to your favorites. Oh, see, I thought I saved over a favorite last night, and it didn't. Must not have. All right, so I have to do this to get what I want here. I don't mess with that. Yeah, you can totally customize, and you can make. I've seen people make really cool looking characters that look really real and look. You can make it look really like a really attractive looking character, or you can make these hideous like with this little dinky eyes or huge eyes, no nose, like a weird mouth. I mean, you can make all kinds of stuff. And that was how you do the face details, but we don't gotta do that. But in Bloodborne, I usually give my women glasses. It's like you can change size. You have two different color eyes, two different size pupils. I had this all set previously, and then last night when we were doing our walkthrough, I accidentally erased my character. And I thought I set it up again. Ah, shit. See, I backed out and messed it up. And don't ask me why my rhyme and reason of doing any of this stuff. Why to give her purple eyes? I don't know. Okay. Oh, I did it again! Alright, let's get through this, because I know this is boring. I tried to set this last night, and I must have messed it up, because it didn't save. Okay. Now we go out. And then there's all different hairstyles that you can have for your character. And I think my favorite, or my previous save character had that hairstyle. Okay, I think that's right. You can give the person, you can give, even the women, you can give a beard, you can do different eyebrows. I don't usually get eyelashes, eyelash color. You can do so much stuff. I usually don't. Okay, now it's in there. Okay, so that's my character. And we'll finish. Sorry, I was hoping that I didn't want to have to do that because it takes time. I thought I had it set but it gives you a better idea what to do. If you do end up deciding to play, you can play with this. You can do whatever you want. Like I've seen, all kinds of skin. You can have any skin color, hair color. I mean, you can really go wild.
Good. All signed and sealed. Now, let's begin the transfusion.
And as we go, if you have any questions, just type them in chat. Okay, Craig, no worries.
Happens, you may think it all a mere bad dream.
I just gotta do one thing quick in my chat. Okay. All right, cool. I was saying, if you have any questions, just type them in chat, and I'll be sure to answer them to the best of my ability.
Ah, you found yourself a hunter.
So Jen was watching me last night. We were talking about how those guys are they're called the messengers, and I'm not sure. I think we pick up items that explain what the reasoning behind them is, but they hang out around the lamps, and then when we go to the hub, they're it's like a bird bath. They sell you stuff, and then when you find a note, which there's none in here, they hang out on the notes, and they're just little creepy little guys. So when I was talking about story, like the story's in item descriptions. So everything has an item description. So if you pick up, like, this is my clothes. And it goes, clothing worn upon awaking in the night to the nightmare of blood and beasts. Not typical clothing for Yharnam. Perhaps it is of foreign origin. It is said, after all, the traveler came to Yharnam from afar. Without memory, who will ever know? So basically, you've come to Yharnam to do something, and you've lost your memory. You've come to this place to get some kind of, either you're sick, you have the beastly scourge, or they've done some kind of treatment to you, and you've lost your memory. And typically with an armor set, everything has a similar description if it's a part of the set. Oops, I took it off. Oh, see, now this has something a little bit different. Bandage worn upon waking in the nightmare of blood and beasts, terribly worn and unsanitary. A faint memory recalls blood ministrations involving the infusion of unknown blood, not long after the nightmare begins. And I think this is probably the same. Yeah, so it's the same as the other pieces. So you'll pick up other armor sets in the game. If we look quick, you can see over in the middle, that gives you the stats on your armor. So it does physical defense, gives you a 60 physical defense versus blunt versus thrust attacks. Blood defense would be guns. Arcane would be spells. If you come across fire or bolt damage, it's like lightning. And then different status effects that you can pick up: slow poison resistant, rapid poison resistant, frenzy, and beasthood, which is a special thing that we don't. That's really hard to explain. You don't have to worry about that for anybody's first playthrough. Basically, you can there's a special item that you can get that you can transform into a beast, and there's a meter on your screen that fills up, and as the meter gets higher, you start to do more damage, but you also take more damage. And the higher your beasthood stat, the larger that meter is, and the longer you stay in that form kind of thing. It's kind of complicated. You got to really do it and see it. We won't see any of that probably in this playthrough. So each armor piece has different. So you'll pick up different armor pieces that have different attributes and either higher, if you know you're fighting a boss that does bolt damage, you want to maybe put on armor that does as well against bolt. So that's how you kind of look at what you're wearing and decide what's better. And when you have two pieces of armor, and if you're wearing one, you look at the second one or third one, whatever that's on your list, you can tell the numbers for each stat. If they're blue, that means it's better than what you're wearing. If it's red, that means it's worse than what you're wearing. And if it's white, it means it's the exact same as what you're wearing. Alright, see, this is someone left this. Fear, blindness. Time for common sense. So these are all messages that people left. Turn back, reeks of corruption. You've come to the right place. Yeah. Yeah. So the delay there's a delay from when I speak to when you see it. So, and it works the opposite way too. So like if you're responding to something I'm saying right now, you won't see it for a few more seconds after I actually literally say it because of the delay in the stream. And then if you respond to it, so there's a delay in the back and forth between us, unfortunately. So right, again, right hand weapon attack. R3 lock on and release target. So these are all those messages that we talked about. These red ones are someone's death. Someone died here. So if you click on them, you can see what happened, like what happened to them, how they died. Like that guy was obviously fighting the werewolf because he's here, but if you see someone like near a ledge and you click on it and you see him jump off, then you know that that's probably a way to die. Alright, that's not a developer message. Alright, he got me. Alright, I'm gonna die. Just because this is a walkthrough and this is the way most people would... This is what really would happen to most everybody. Oops. Yes, it can be very frustrating, and the thing is too, ways to mitigate the frustration. It's not always frustrating. Even I get even on all the hours I put in this game, even I get frustrated sometimes. The way to mitigate that though is if you're starting to get frustrated, it's really good to just say, you know what? Which I have a trouble doing. I just keep pushing and pushing and get more and more agitated. It's okay to just say, okay, you know what? I can't do this anymore. Put it down, walk away for an hour, a day, 2 days, a week, and then pick it back up again when you're in the right mindset to try again. And then that way, when you get frustrated in this game, you start to press. And if you start to press, that's when you get careless and you'll die. A lot of times, bosses that I fought that I had just a hell of a time with, and I just stop, come back later, and then you go back later and you beat them in 1 or 2 tries. And that's just the way things go kind of in this game. So then, this is what we talked about last night. This is the Hunter's Dream. So there's a lot of developer messages in here that tell you how, this is basically your tutorial right here. So if you hit L, you know, use your stick to move, and you hit circle, you run. That's how you sprint. And you can see your stamina bar goes down as you sprint. And then if you release it, it goes back up. Use an item. So that's our items in the upper left-hand corner that we don't have any yet. We talked about last night. If you push down on the D-pad, you'll switch between items that are on your, oops, wrong button, that are on your bar here. And then square is to whatever's highlighted, that's how you use them. Switch weapons, so left and right on the D-pad, that's how you switch between your 2 left and 2 right-hand weapons. Emergency Quicksilver bullets, I'll show you that later. Because I don't have, you need blood vials for that. So let's get some blood vials and then we'll worry about that. L1, transform, so when you have your weapon, that's how we talked about, you can transform it between its 2 forms. If you don't have a weapon, you two-hand your fists. Strong attacks, R2. Oops. If you hold it, you do a charge attack, which does more damage, but you can get interrupted out of that if someone hits you. Hitting the enemy from behind with a charge attack causes them to stagger. We'll do that in-game when we get to a spot where there's someone we can do that to. Shooting your firearm will interrupt and stagger an enemy when properly timed to their attack. That's what we did yesterday. So if you shoot someone at exactly the right time, they'll stagger and they'll be stunned, and that's when you go up and you do a visceral attack, like when you just ram your hand inside their chest and just rip out organs, blood, everything. And it does a huge amount of damage. Alright, R1, when next to a staggered enemy, visceral, that's what we just talked about. After they're staggered, that's how you get next to them, and you hit R1 and then you stagger them. Or you'll do the visceral attack. After taking damage from an enemy, there's a period of time in which attacking the enemy will in return restore a certain amount of your HP. So if you look up at and we'll see this in-game when we're starting getting attacked. If you look up at the health bar, and you see there's the red, and there's a little white line. What'll happen is you'll take a hit, and that hit from that enemy will do damage to you, and that white line will move down your bar. But there's also a little red will be past where the line went down. And when we do it, you'll see it. If you press your attack and you attack the enemy some more, you can regain some of that health you lost. So after time, if you don't press your attack and get attacks back in on the enemy, your health will go down to that white line. But as you attack, that white line starts moving back up your health bar towards the right and filling it back up again. And again, it'll be easier to see once we do it. I think that's it for the messages. Alright, now this is our shop. Trade in blood echoes with messengers to buy and sell items. So this is where you would buy things. And as there's not really nothing here. Like I could buy a different armor set right from the start, but I would need blood echoes. That's why they're grayed out. And this is where you buy consumables, upgrade materials. You don't really buy there's only a couple key items you buy from them. You can, when you unlock weapons to buy, that's this, armor, blood gems, and runes. That's something to cover on a later stream. That's stuff that you pick up. These fortify your weapon, and these give you attributes. And then chalice dungeons are separate areas outside the main game, and we won't really get it. That doesn't come into play now. But they're like dungeons. It's like a dungeon crawling thing, where you can go in and you go through the dungeon and you, like some of the most powerful items in the game are in the chalice dungeons, but they're very tedious. And that's like for another stream, that would be a whole stream in itself. Alright, so let's grab our starting weapon. Messenger offers you a trick weapon. Choose one trick weapon that are wielded in the right hand and employed in beast hunting. So I'm going to go with, for this, I'm going with the saw cleaver to start with. And then your firearm. I always like to use the hunter's pistol. And then another message, notebook, received from the messengers, leave messages with these loyal servants to share them with hunters in the other world. So you leave messages that other people in their world can pick up on, which we saw in the first area there. And you can rate them fair or foul. And if you rate them, if the person's online and playing, they'll get, if their health is down, they'll get their health refilled. Alright, couple other things before we get going here. The touchpad on the controller. If you push the right hand side, it brings up this menu. So this is they call it your personal effects, but just like this bar you can put consumables on, this bar you can also put consumables on. So like I would put my notebook. So if I want to leave a message, you go here, you push the right side of the touchpad, you bring this up, write notes, there's templates. We'll just pick one. But then you can also add words, different words and everything. But we'll just do this one for now, just to make it simple. And you hit finish. Boom. There's a note. And it says view your own note. And you can also add, which we don't get into, it's not that important. You can also add like emotes to that. And then if you push the left side of the touchpad, you have your emote, your gestures, different gestures you can do. So you push it on the left side of the touchpad, you highlight the one you want, and then you can do it. And as you go through the game, you'll pick up more of those. And they don't really have much significance, they're just kind of a fun thing. Alright, now this building behind us we can't get into yet. Let's go ahead and equip our weapons. Alright. So each weapon, like we talked about, is a trick weapon. It has two forms. Some weapons, their second hand form is two-handed, so you have to use two hands, and so your gun goes away. So R1 slight attack, R2 strong attack. If you hold down R2, it's a charge attack. L1 will transform your weapon, and then L2 shoots your gun. You can also do transforming attacks. So if I'm in this form, I hit R1 and then L1, it will transform my weapon and attack at the same time for higher damage. And you can go back, between any form. So that's another little advanced thing that you'd pick up later that you don't really need to know to start out. Yes. So the weapons that are two-handed, that's like the axe that you start, the hunter's axe that you choose. When you start it, in your one-handed form, it's a short axe with a short handle. If you transform it, you like pull the handle out and you make like a halberd. So it has a really long handle, so you have to hold it with two hands. And it's slower than the one-handed form. There's another sword that many consider the best sword in the game that you pick up later. It's like a long sword, and the scabbard is on your back. And what you do is when you transform it, you take the long sword, you stick it in the scabbard on your back, and then you pull it off all in one piece, and it basically becomes a great sword. But it's because it's so heavy, you have to hold it with two hands. And when you're using a two-hand weapon, the L2 that normally shoots will actually do a different style of attack. So each weapon has its own unique moveset. You can also do like if you hit standing and you hit circle, you'll jump back. You can do like jump back and then do an attack. If you do a roll, an attack, there's different movesets. So you gotta kind of just play with it. Alright, let's see if there's any more. I don't think there's any more. Nope. Alright, this is the way we came in. If you go back up the stairs, that door we are in is now locked. And there's someone standing there, so let's talk to them.
Are you out on the hunt? Then I'm very sorry, but I cannot open this door. I am Yosefka. The patients here in my clinic must not be exposed to infection. I know that you hunt for us, for our town, but I'm sorry. Please. This is all that I can do.
Alright, she gives you a blood vial.
Go. And good hunting.
Alright, so she gave me a special blood vial that would go on your consumables. So when you pick up something, you want to see what it does or read about it, you go to your storage, the little box here, and there it is, and you hit square and it'll display it. Blood vial acquired from Yosefka's clinic. This refined blood highly invigorates, restores a large amount of HP. The product of a slow and careful refinement process, this rare blood vial appears to be clinical in origin, or a clinic original, sorry. So that's a blood vial just like your other blood vials for healing, but it's like a, you know, that doesn't replenish. You use it once and it's gone. But if you're like out of blood vials in your emergency situation and you don't have any blood vials left and you're in a boss fight or something, you could pull it out and use it. And if you're really low in health, it would really increase your health. It restores a large amount of HP. Okay, so this is the developer message. So triangle is how you use the blood vial to heal. No, that's somebody else. That's not a developer message. Alright, so we picked up 2 more blood vials, so now we have 5. Again, that's in the upper right hand corner there, the little red vial up in the corner, that's your blood vial. Below that is your bullets for your gun. And you can carry a maximum of 20 of each. And as you pick up more, they go in your storage box. So when you die or you warp back to the Hunter's Dream and come back, it'll refill. It automatically refills what you're carrying. And as you can pick, you know, I can keep, I'm at 5 now, I can keep picking them up until I get up to 20. Like I just got 4 more. Another really important thing with these games is you really need to go and look like every little nook and cranny. There might be a hidden shortcut, there might be a hidden item. I mean, there's one area in the game, one whole level in the game that's super hidden. And you could play your whole playthrough and never find it. And like you see that shiny's hidden back there, so you gotta break, I had to break the boxes to get back at it. And that gives you Molotovs, which you can throw at people and enemies. And here's our first lamp. Let's go ahead and light the lamp. Lamp will now transport you back to the Hunter's Dream. Upon death, you will awaken at this lamp. So typically on a new playthrough, you have 879 souls. This would be a good time to go back to the Hunter's Dream and spend them, because you can't level up at this point, and if you die, you lose them. So at this point, you're pretty low on blood vials. You're probably not going to be using bullets that much. So I would go back and buy bullets. Like we talked about last night, anytime you come in and you see one of these red lanterns, that means there's an NPC in there that you can talk to. Now this guy, some of them just talk and they have nothing really to say, but this guy's actually a solid bro and he'll give you hints throughout the game.
Oh, you must be a hunter. And not one from around here either. I'm Gilbert, a fellow outsider. You must have had a fine time of it. Yharnam has a special way of treating guests. Well, I don't think I could stand if I wanted to, but I'm willing to help. if there's anything that can be done.
And
this time is cursed.
he's still talking.
Whatever your reasons might be, you should plan a swift exit. Whatever can be gained from this place, it will do more harm than good.
So he's sick. He's got whatever's going around here, the beastly scourge. So you want to keep, if you come across an NPC or someone in a house, you want to keep talking to them until they start repeating themselves. Because they won't tell you everything all at once. You got to keep talking and talking and talking, and eventually they'll start to repeat the last thing they said. Then you know that they're done talking. They've told you everything. Also, it's all as the game progresses. It's also good to keep talking to them and come back and check on them because they might give you new information. Yes. So every time you die or go to the Hunter's Dream and come back, the enemies respawn and they'll be in the exact same spot they were when you killed them the last time.
Pale
So they,
blood, do you
oh,
say? Never heard of it. But if it's blood you're interested in, you should try the Healing Church. The church controls all knowledge on blood ministration and all varieties of blood. Across the valley to the east of Yharnam lies the town of the Healing Church, known as the Cathedral Ward. And deep within Cathedral Ward is the old Grand Cathedral, the birthplace of the Healing Church's special blood. Or so they say.
Alright, so basically he's telling you what you need to do.
Don't share much with outsiders. Normally they wouldn't let you near the place, but the hunt is on tonight. This might be your chance.
So basically he's giving you a clue on what you need to do. You need to find your way to the Cathedral Ward. That's the next place to go from here.
Across the valley to the east of Yharnam, you'll find the Cathedral Ward. Deep within lies the old main cathedral, said to be the source of blood. I haven't heard of pale blood, but that's your best bet if it's anything to do with unique types of blood.
Now that guy in the first area, in the first cutscene, he was talking about pale blood, so that's why you're asking him about pale blood. Your character never talks.
Across the valley.
Okay, so now he's looping. What I call looping, he's saying the same thing over and over and over again. So every time you talk to him now.
Across the valley to the east of Yharnam,
see, I did an
find the Cathedral Ward. Deep within lies the old main. That's your.
So as we progress through the game, open new areas, beat bosses, it's good to come back and check with NPCs and see if they have something different to say. Especially this guy, you want to keep coming back and checking on him throughout the game. Okay, there's our pebbles. Oops. So we put them on our quick bar here. So the way I'm going to play through this is almost like it's my first playthrough. I'm gonna try and kill everything, not run past, just run through. There's secret ways to go and everything. I'm gonna leave those out. Just kind of try to stick to the main critical path, like I was if someone was playing the game from scratch. Yes, what? What, John? Yeah, no, those are my cookies. There's a whole box of Thin Mints down on the table for you. If you've eaten them already, it's not my problem. Alright, then go have some. So again, like we said, you can lock onto enemies and throw a pebble at them to draw them out of the group. To make them easier to deal with. Oh, see, he got me. Alright, still there. As you see, when I got hit, the little white part of my health bar went down, and there was still a little red past it on the right-hand side. And as I attacked, that white line went back up, and I almost regained all my health. That's the regain system.
Guys, it's me.
Oh, see now that guy noticed me. No, they're pretty easy to come by, and you'll find a lot in this first area. Some enemies drop them, and as you can also buy them from the shop for 10 blood echoes a piece. So they're really cheap to buy. There are more Molotovs. Red light, let's talk.
Are you that outsider? Well, sorry, but I don't want anything to do with you. Trot along, will ya? Are you that out? Well, sorry,
Alright, he only has one thing to say. So he's just to add color to the world and make it, you know, interesting. He doesn't really do anything or tell you anything. Oh, see, now they're coming. So now I'm going to do an interrupt and a visceral attack. So as he starts to swing, I shoot him in the face. The game makes that noise, means that they're staggered. You walk up to them and push R1. Now this guy's got a shield up, so you can't do that. His shield would tank the bullets. So you wait for him, and again, I make it look relatively easy, but there's timing involved. Now I was late on that, so he hit me with a torch. I still got it. He hit me with the torch though, and I took damage. But then I regained it because I did my attack. And see, as I kill them, I'm gaining blood vials.
Lads, you've come on. You'd open the door on a night of a hunt. Away with you. Now. Lads, you've come on.
Yeah, see, he's saying the same thing again. So, the interrupted visceral attack with the gun is very risk-reward. If you don't get it, and he hit me, I would have taken the full brunt of his attack in space. And depending on my health and my HP, I could have died. I think we'll go, once I can level up, we'll go through the stat, on the level up screen, it's easy to go through the stats and see what everything does. Oh, see, I forgot about that guy. See, I pressed my attack and I got some health back. So it's kind of a risk-reward too with the regain system. You gotta kind of figure out when it's good to press your attack and when it's better to run away. Alright, while we're safe here, let's look at what we picked up. Because that's an important item. That's a material. So you use these to upgrade your weapons. So it's a bloodstone shard. Embedded in weapon to fortify. Let's look at the description. I'm sorry, excuse me. A solid shard that forms in cold blood. After death, a substance in the blood hardens, and that which does not crystallize is called bloodstone. At the workshop, these bloodstones are embedded in weapons to fortify them. So if you look at your weapon, it's right now it's base level. And we'll go back, we'll look at this a little bit more in the workshop where you level up. I would use those bloodstone shards to get this from 0 to +1. And I use more to get from +1 to +2. And you get all the way up to +10. And so you start out first with bloodstone shards. And that will get you leveled up from 0, it can put you up to +1, +2, +3. And then after that, you need to find dual bloodstone shards. And that gets you to 4, 5, 6. After that, you need to find bloodstone chunks. And that gets you 6, 7, 8, or 7, 8, 9. And then there's a blood rock, which is 10. So you'll get, as you progress, early on you only get bloodstone shards, and you'll get them few and far between. Then you'll get to a certain point in the game, and you'll find them everywhere. And then dual bloodstone shards will be rare. But then you'll get to a point where you'll find a whole bunch of them. What's really rare is the bloodstone chunks. I think there's only enough in the base game to, without the DLC, to level up at least 2, if not 3 weapons. I'm not sure if there's enough to level up a 3rd weapon. So what I tell everybody, you can experiment with double weapons. You know, you can put single shards and double shards. You'll get enough to change your weapon late in the game and still have enough. It's when you get to the chunk level that you really want to decide on what weapon you want to use through endgame before you start investing chunks into that, because you're not going to get a lot of those. And then blood rock, there's only one blood rock in the whole game. So you can only upgrade one weapon to +10. I mean, there's other ways to get blood rocks, but that's farther down the line. Alright, let's move on. Oops, see, I missed him. What's really important too in combat is what's known as spacing. Is to know what your reach is on your weapon. See, I swung and I was not close enough to do damage to him. I should have been closer. So that's a wasted attack, and I lost stamina because of it. Because if you run out of stamina, if I run way out of stamina, now I'm jamming on the R1 button and nothing's happening. It takes a few seconds for your stamina bar to come back up where you can attack again. Or if I run out of stamina and I try to roll, I won't be able to roll. Alright, so these guys are going to start. They'll keep coming back here, going up that thing, and then they'll go on patrol. That bell will ring, they'll start patrolling again. Now, if you go on this second form, I have much longer reach. It does more damage, but you can see it's a lot slower. Okay. So there's another kind of attack that you can do to do a critical attack on people. And that's what this guy is over here is really, this enemy is really here to show you. So if you lock onto someone and you quietly sneak up behind them and you do a fully charged R2 attack, that'll stagger them. You go up behind them, push R1, and you'll do just like your visceral attack with your gun. You'll do a visceral attack in their back, and that was enough to kill him. He gave me bullets. Now you can see there's a shiny behind this gate. This is the way the developer from software, they put stuff in here to help give you clues on what you're supposed to do. I can't reach this, the gate doesn't open. But I see that there's a shiny there, so I know that's to clue you in that there's a way to get around here, and you can get around to this area and get that pickup. And I'll see that, like, this is an area I can, instead of walking down in front and facing those guys, I can drop down here, and I can sneak up on them. But there's a dog hiding there. Dogs are one of the worst enemies in the game. I hate dogs. Not in real life, but in terms of the game. Now this guy's got a gun. You don't want to pull him with a pebble, because he'll just turn around and start shooting at you. So this is a good opportunity to sneak up on someone. Now those guys are walking towards me. They might notice me. See, he noticed me, so now he's coming. So now I got two guys. See, I missed my interrupt. See, I'm out of stamina. I ran myself out of stamina there, so I couldn't swing as fast as I wanted to. That's usually a bad idea. If there was more than one guy on me, I would have taken big damage. Let's get a one-on-one, and then we'll talk about dodging and all that stuff. But let's get down to like one enemy. And I usually throw a Molotov at that guy. Just take him out, because he's got a gun and he'll shoot you. Alright, let's go back to our pebbles. Pull this guy. These guys with the hats and not the long jacket and this like cleaver, they're probably the weakest. Them and the shield guys. The guys with the pitchfork and the other guys with the long duster coats and the hat, they're tougher. Dodging will drain stamina, see? And to dodge, you push circle. And that's also, when you're locked onto enemy, you'll dodge. When you're not locked on, you roll. And you can roll in any direction. Alright, so let's get this guy over here. Come on. So he's got his shield up. So now I'm locked on. Now I'm not rolling. As I push circle to dodge, I'm not dodging it, I'm dodging now. I'm kind of quick stepping, I'm not rolling anymore. If I'm not locked onto him, I can roll around. See, I missed. My spacing was bad. Oh. Then you can dodge their attacks. And you have what's known as iframes, invincibility frames. So while I'm dodging, there's a few seconds where I'm invincible, where he can't do damage to you. Not always though. If I dodge bad, I might get caught. See, I dodged late, he caught me. Alright, let's see who's left. Alright, we got everyone. We've cleared this first area. Now, my first playthrough, I went through here, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 times. I don't really know. I couldn't tell you how many times it took me to get through this area. It took several hours and a couple, like, oop, those more guys. And a couple of sessions. Now, see, look, for some reason, he didn't come. Like there, if you got a group of enemies, it's good to kind of just go in, attack, and get out. Oh, see? See, I messed up there. I walked right into his swing. Okay, so now we've cleared out anybody. And then again, like we did last night, here's the shortcut to open it up. Open up back to the first lamp when we spawned in, and the clinic is down here, and then our ladder to the second lamp that we pulled is right here. So if you die and you respawn at this lamp up here, instead of circling around upstairs, you can just come right through here now. So that's basically how this game works, is you'll find shortcuts back to lamps. Shortcuts come in the form of doors, gates, a ladder you might drop down, elevators. And again, like we talked about last night, for anybody new watching this guy back here, you don't want to fight him. He's super tough. He's put here to kill you. You're not prepared at this point in the game to fight him. And I think the reason they put him here is to teach you this isn't a complete open world, but you can get into areas later in the game that you aren't supposed to be in, that you shouldn't go in there because you're not leveled up or powerful enough to deal with enemies. So if you go into an area and you're getting just one shot by everything, that's an indication that you're probably not ready to be in this area, and that you need to go back and find maybe a different way to go or a different area to progress through first and get more powerful before you come back. So we're not going to deal with that guy. We're going to leave him alone. Alright, so this is we're going to pick up a different kind of shiny here. Cold Blood Dew. So let's look at that. That's a consumable item. Used to gain blood echoes. What's the description? A droplet of cold blood containing blood echoes. Used to gain blood echoes. Hunters sustained by the dream gain strength from blood echoes. They imbibe the blood with thoughts of reverence and deed gratitude for their victims. Alright. So what this is we're not going to pop it. I'm going to save it for now. But that's okay. Oops. That's not what I want to do. That's a consumable. If you put that in if you go in here and you click on it, it says use. If you have like 5 of them, you want to use them all. If you go down to use multiple, you can say I want, you have 10, you want to use 5. You turn the number to 5 and you'll use all of them. So basically you kind of squeeze it in animation. And what that does is releases a bunch of blood echoes that increase the amount of blood echoes you have. The nice thing about these is you don't lose these ever. If you die, you get to keep, you still keep these. So what I do is I collect a bunch, pop them back in the hunter stream, and you can use them for level ups or to buy something. Or if you say you're like, you come back to the hunter stream and you need 10,500 blood echoes to get to the next level, and you only have 9,000. Well, you might have some of these that you can use to crack open to get more blood echoes to get you to the minimum amount that you need to level up or buy a weapon. So if you see it says Cold Blood Dew and there's a 1 in parentheses, that tells you how strong it is. It doesn't tell you how many blood echoes you're going to get, but there's different ranks. So a 2 would give you more blood echoes than this one. So it really pays to go around, break things, look in corners for stuff. And it's better if you see like breakables, like this stuff, it's better to roll through it, because if you start hitting it with your weapon has durability and it will break as the game goes. And you can fix that, and we'll look at that in a second too when we go back to the hunter stream. Like normally you walk by here, if you don't turn around and look, there's a shiny back here. It's another bloodstone shard that we need, that we can use. 2 more blood vials. Another person to talk to.
Reckon you're from round here? Well, stuck outside on a night of the hunt. Oh, you poor thing.
I think that's about all she says. So I don't have a lot of stamina, so I keep just smashing R1. I'm running myself out of stamina. Now again, this was hidden behind some stuff that looks like it broke. Alright, that's an oil urn. But oil urns are urns that cover a target in oil when thrown. So I don't use those too often, but if say you've got a big enemy that you're fighting, you throw an oil urn on them, it like covers them in oil, and for a few seconds after that they're vulnerable, and then if you hit them with a Molotov, that does huge damage. So that's how you use those. I don't use those too often. Alright, so I didn't get him fast enough to get my backstab interrupt from behind. Again, that was a partial. He hit me, so I took damage, but I got the visceral attack off, and that regained my health. Alright, got me more Molotovs. Alright, I picked up a torch. Torch is a left-hand weapon. It's not really a weapon to be used, but if you're in a dark area and you're having trouble seeing, you switch to your torch. I mean, you can attack with it, it just doesn't do a lot of damage. But you switch to your torch and then it will brighten up the area, you can see better. But the risk for that is you lose your gun. So the first time I ever played Bloodborne, like I said, this first area took me a few hours to get through. I got in here, I came around this corner here, and if you come up here, I came up here, and my heart was literally pounding in my chest, thinking, I want to get through this. I finally made it through the area. If I die, I'm going to have to do this all over again. Alright, so we picked up another Cold Blood Dew. I was so nervous that I was going to die. I was like, this is, why am I doing this to myself? Alright, now here's another gate. It's locked. So this is another shortcut. It says closed by device. So there's probably a lever on the other side. Well, you can actually see it. So you can only open this from the other side. Alright. See, I'm running out of pebbles. I need to get more pebbles. Now, see, now he's stuck on the other side. Alright, so I kind of cheesed him through the wall. But you want to kind of draw the dogs off before the other guys. Because dogs are tough. They jump around a lot and they do a lot of damage. Now see that guy with the gun is covering the other guy, so if I go up there, he's gonna get me. So you gotta watch out for that stuff. So you kind of want to be tactical. Like, I didn't run in there willy-nilly. I kind of waited for that guy to get around here. Oh, see, he hit me. While he's reloading, I try to get him. So there, I did a running attack. I sprinted and then hit R1. That will do more damage than a regular standing R1. But again, you're using stamina as you sprint, so there's a trade-off. So yeah, this is the point. I came around that corner and I saw all those guys there, and I'm like, holy shit, what am I doing? If I die here, I'm going to be so upset. I'm going to have to do this all over again. Alright, this is a major sticking point in the game that really people get crazy and want to stop. There's the two werewolves here, and the werewolves are probably the strongest enemies in this area. Not in the game, but in this area. And again, here's a shiny around the corner that you might not see if you don't explore and look around to see what's going on. So again, you might want to... Oh, I missed. Yeah, I missed with my pebble. Try to get one at a time. No, I got both of them. And as you see, I hardly do any damage. I was lucky I got one at a time. Alright? This is what I was talking about running away. Like, I got two now. It's okay to run away. If you run far enough away... Alright, see, only one came. Oh, here comes the other one. If you just back off, see, look how he's not coming any far, you know? Oh, now they're coming. If you get far enough away from them, they'll leash and go back to where they started. Oh, he got me. I'm gonna top off just because these guys... Alright, see, he's coming. So he has a pretty long aggro range. Alright, see, I ran myself out of stamina, which is not a good idea. Alright, look it. I'm in trouble now. It's good to, you know, you can always unlock and run away. I did it again. Alright, I got him. So a lot of people will try and take both those wolves on at the same time. It's not a good idea. So I had to back way off to get them to stop. They have a pretty large aggro range, must be. That guy was hiding around the corner. And again, see, there's two ways to go. You can drop off there and get that shiny. There's a way to go here, and then there's a way to go forward. Since I already know where to go, we're going to come down here. It's dark in here, so I'll put my torch on. It's always a good idea, too, if you're not sure what the enemy is going to do. Like, I waited for him to attack, and then I attacked. And now these shinies that we're picking up off dead bodies, they don't respawn when you die or you go back to the hunter's dream. Once you pick up one shiny off a body or one laying around somewhere, it doesn't come back. Whereas I could go through the first area again to farm blood echoes and also farm enemies for blood vials, because enemies will drop things again. It's random. There's different random drops. So he drops bullets. Pungent blood cocktail. Alright, now there's a lore note here. So let's read it. So anytime you see a note, like a piece of paper with a little glowy on it, that means it's a note to, like a lore note that's you need to read. Well, you don't need to read, but you can read, I should say. When the hunt began, the healing turf left us, blocking the great bridge to the cathedral ward as old Yharnam burned to the ground that moonlit night. So that's a hint about another area that you're going to go to later. Oh, let's put my torch back on. Alright, so we come down here, there's 2 doors. Oh, does not open from this side. That must mean there's a way around. Let's check this door. Open it. Yep, that one opens. And again, oh, there's multiple ways. You gotta decide which way you want to go. Let's come over here. Ooh, bloodstone shard. Okay. Alright, now, ta-da! Open gate. This is the first major shortcut of this area. Now I've looped around, come completely back around to the lamp, that first lamp that we found after we left the clinic. So now I got 3,800 blood echoes. I'm going back and spend these on consumables, even though I can't level up yet. Okay, so we come back to the Hunter Stream. The doll, which we spoke about earlier, you need 1 insight to get the doll to wake up so you can talk to her and level up. Okay. So, now that we've come back here, these doors are open now. And this is the Hunter's Workshop. So basically this whole area is called the Hunter's Dream. And you're in this area is in a dream. So when you die, you wake up, you kind of wake up in the real, I'm not sure which is the real world and which is the dream. But there's a little lore about that, but that's why they call it the Hunter's Dream, because basically you're supposedly dreaming when you come back here. So whether this is the real world or where the enemies are in the real world, I don't really know. It's kind of one of those sketchy things. Alright, so here's one of our first NPCs that we can talk to and get some information from. And he's a total creep, as you'll see.
Aha. You must be the new hunter. Welcome to the Hunter's Dream. This will be your home for now. I am Gairman, friend to you hunters. You're sure to be in a fine haze about now, but don't think too hard about all of this. Just go out and kill a few beasts. It's for your own good. You know, it's just what hunters do. You'll get used to it.
Okay, let's talk to him some more.
This was once a safe haven for hunters. A workshop where hunters used blood to enhance their weapons and flesh. We don't have as many tools as we once did, but you're welcome to use whatever you find. Even the doll, should it please you.
See? He's a total creep. So basically, he's saying, we can use the doll for whatever gross and disgusting things we want.
This was once a workshop where hunters... You're welcome to use whatever you find. Even the doll, should it please you.
He's a total creep. Okay. So now we've come in here, and we have a couple different options here. This is a memory altar. That's something for later. We can't use that now. Here's a lore note. To escape the dreadful hunter's dream, halt the source of the spreading scourge of beasts, lest the night carry on forever. So we have to kill things, and we have to accomplish things to end the night, because the night will go on forever, and end the hunt. And once that does, basically they're saying we'll be free. So every time you die, or every time you come, you get respawned. So you'll just go over and over. The cycle will keep going on over and over and over again until you complete whatever you're supposed to do, which they don't really tell you. You'll pick that up as you go. Now this is the bench where we do a lot of our stuff for our weapons. Okay, so... Alright. So if you look here, the saw cleaver, the numbers, the first number, the 90 with a little rectangle, that's how much damage you do. Physical damage. The next one, if it was a gun, that little explosion, that would be, if it's a gun, it says, well, here we go, we gotta, oh, it doesn't show. That's how much blood tincture damage your gun does. The stars for arcane damage, fire damage, and the last one's bolt. So that's different damage types. That this weapon only does physical. But the little black, the square with a little black circle in it, that's your durability. So each weapon has a maximum durability. I think the saw cleavers is 200. And as you fight, and if you smash it into walls or off things, your durability will start to go down to eventually where the weapon breaks. If your weapon breaks, you can still use it, but it will do almost no damage. So every time I come back to the Hunter's Dream, no matter what my durability is, I come back here and I repair my weapons. And you can see up in the right-hand corner, it shows how many blood echoes I have. I have 3,844. The next thing is, how much blood echoes do I need to spend in order to repair my weapon? So I need 41 to repair my weapon. So that's what I always do. I come back here, repair my weapon before I go level up or buy any consumables. Because you don't want to be in the middle of a boss fight and have your weapon break. It sucks. So I'm going to go ahead and repair it. Okay, and then there's fortify weapons. That is where we take fortifying weapons using bloodstones. This is where we take the bloodstone shards that we got and use them to increase the power of our weapon. So right now our weapons is 0. So in order to upgrade it, if you look, let's see here. Alright, here it shows you what we need to do. Use 240 blood echoes and 3 bloodstone shards to fortify weapons. Okay. If you see up on the top, blood echoes, how many are required, and then it'll show you what you need. So we need bloodstone shards to upgrade this weapon. We need 3 to get it to +1, and then in the parentheses, shows how many total you have. We have a total of 4. And the way upgrades work is the first upgrade is 3, takes 3. Then to get it to the next level, I would need 5 bloodstone shards. And then to get it to the next level, to +3, I need 8. So there's, like I said before, there's single bloodstone shards, dual bloodstone shards, and chunks. And that gets you, the singles go from +1, 2 to 3. The doubles get you from 4, 5, and 6. And the chunks get you 7, 8, 9. So you need to get to fully upgrade, from each set, from 1 to 3, 4 to 6, 7 to 9, you're going to need a total of 16 of each kind. So you're going to need, to get up to, from this, I need a total of 16 in order to get to the next 16 bloodstone shards to get it maxed out. So then I have to use 16 dual bloodstone shards to get up to the next highest, the next 3 levels of weapon, and then I need 16 chunks to get to that, to get all the way up to +9. So to max out a weapon, you would need 16 single bloodstone shards, 16 duals, 16 chunks, and then, like I said, there's the last one from 9 to 10 is a blood rock, but there's only 1 blood rock in the base game. So I'm going to do this because if you look at my weapon, alright, so here's the screen. If I upgrade, my base attack goes from 99, from 90 to 99. And then my bonus, that's the other thing, goes from +2 to +3. And again, that is how your weapon scales. So if you look on the left lower right hand corner where it says attribute bonus, this weapon, the flexing, like that arm flexing, that's strength, and a hand is skill. The next mark over is blood tinge, and the last one is arcane. So this weapon scales best with strength, and next best is with skill. And the way the scaling, works is it's a Japanese system because this is a Japanese game. It goes, the worst scaling is level E. Then D would be better, C's better, B's better than C, A's better than B, and then it goes S. S is actually, for some reason, it's a Japanese thing. I'm not sure why. S is the best scaling. So if you find a weapon that has S scaling, that is going to scale best with whatever attribute. So this has, so that plus weapon means because of my stats, whatever strength and skill I have levels is giving me an extra 3 points of damage when I upgrade this. So I'm going to do it because I'm going to use this for a while yet. Alright, so now I need 5 to get to +2, and I only have 1, so I can't do anything more with this. Another quick tip too is, like, I repaired my weapon. If you fortify your weapon, it automatically repairs it, so you don't have to repair it and fortify it. If you have enough materials to fortify it, then go ahead that and not have to worry about repairing it. I repaired it this time just to show how it works. Alright, so this is our bath messenger. Oh, and if you see that glowy, there's two guys standing there, they look like ghosts. Those are actual real players in their games. They're playing their game right now, and there we're standing at the bath. So anytime you see a ghost like that, that's somebody else playing the game, and you can see them and see what they're doing. No, see, I did an emote by mistake. There's motion controls to do emotes. Alright, so then you can purchase items, sell items. You got stuff you don't want. You can sell it for blood echoes. So let's go ahead and purchase something. I'm low on pebbles. I'm going to buy like 20 pebbles. So I had 1, so I'll buy 19 to give me an even 20. And they're 10 blood echoes apiece. Alright, I got plenty of Molotovs. Oh no. And then, early game blood vials are very important, so I'm just going to buy all the blood vials I can. Jen just sent a message. She ran across a wolf and it kicked her butt. So she must be playing it too. Alright, so I still have... No, there's not. Unfortunately, there isn't. So you can't trade with people. Alright, I'm going to spend the rest of my souls on pebbles because they're always good to have, and that's all I could buy. Now, in this game, in Dark Souls games, especially Dark Souls 3, you can, if you co-oping with someone, you can, like, drop items for them and they can get them. Like, if this was Dark Souls 3 and I wanted to give someone a weapon that they wanted, like if I have a buddy and he summons me in his world and he's like, I really want this certain weapon, do you have an extra one? I'm like, sure, I have one. I can go in his world, leave it on the ground, he can pick it up, and it's his. Unfortunately, that doesn't work in Bloodborne. And it might only be a Dark Souls 3 thing, too. I'm not sure. Alright, so we're done in here. Because we still can't use the dowel. So now we have two, like, this, I didn't explain that if anyone's new watching. We talked about this last night, though, Crick. But these will start, as you get to new areas, these will start to become active, and these are how you warp back to different areas. So when we first came in here, it would have only said first floor sick room, but we lit a second lamp in central Yharnam, so now that's open so we can warp right there. So unfortunately, there's not a lot of action. It's a lot of talking, a lot of explaining. This is how, I mean, every stream I won't have to re-explain everything, but as we come across systems, it's good to explain it here while it's new. Alright, so we come back here, let's talk and see if this guy has something new to say.
Across the valley.
Nope, he's saying the same thing he already told us. Okay, so we opened this shortcut now, so I'm done. I don't have to go back through this area again. I can, if I want to farm blood echoes off of, but we don't really need to do farming now because we can't upgrade. You could farm to buy stuff though. That's certainly reasonable. Okay, so we can go back in our house here. We also have a way to go down, but as you see, come down here. Oh, there's two brick trolls. We might not want to come down here because that's going to be a tough encounter. We might want to come back here later when we're more powerful. But I'm just going to run by then. I want to show you something quick. This is an example of another shortcut. They won't follow me past these stairs. But we come in here, and there's an elevator here. So let's pull the elevators. Normally, to get them up to your level, you pull a lever. Does not operate. Currently not operable. Okay. So what that's telling you is there's an elevator. It's down one level. What you need to do is get around to that elevator. You ride it up to the next level, get off of it, and now it's active. You can ride it back down, and then if we come back here later and it's at the bottom, now this will work. So this is another example of a shortcut that we can open up to get to the next. When we get to that, get around there, so we can. When we loop all the way around back to where this elevator is, now we got this shortcut, we can run back here from the lamp and get back down to where we were rather easily if we died. So as you open up the shortcuts, the world will start to shrink. And again, I know how they attack, so it's easier for me to run past things because I know how he's going to swing and how to avoid them. So let's go back the way we came. And again, the enemies respawn. That guy's standing there. This guy in the wheelchair is here. He's good because every time you kill him, he's going to drop you 4 bullets every time. Not all the enemies drop everything the same every time because there's a random chance involved. But that guy will always drop you 4 bullets. Alright. So we're going to go back this way. Now this guy, we can sneak up to this guy, do a charged R2, and then give him a visceral attack. Walk up to his back, hit R1, visceral attack him. Alright, there's the wolves. Alright, we want to get back down there because there's somewhere else that we explored that we missed. That's a good thing to do. So we're just gonna run past these guys now. And hopefully they won't follow me all the way. And it looks like they might. No, he's still coming. Oh shit. Alright, I'm screwed. I'm dead. Wait. I am dead. Alright, so maybe running past them I thought they didn't win at least this far, but see, I'm wrong. They got me. I died. Which is good. Now I can show you how when you die, see, I had 311 blood echoes. I don't have any now. So I gotta get back to those without dying. He says. Alright. Now, those other two guys are upstairs. So you can see I didn't have to kill them. I just walked by them. They didn't get me. They kind of are here to lay an ambush. It's so dark. If you don't have your torch out and you come back here, you wouldn't see them, and they'd get you. Alright, let's try this again. I really don't want to have to fight them if I don't have to. Are they coming? I don't think they're coming. I was lucky this time. They didn't follow. No. See, he's leashing. He doesn't see me right away. Nope, now he's coming. Alright, we can deal with one. And you can interrupt these guys. Okay, let's make sure that guy's not coming. And, oh god, stop doing that. Alright, and these wolves are good to farm too when you get comfortable fighting them. They give you usually 3 blood vials apiece. Okay, this is my blood stain. So I gotta get back here, come back to it. This is acquire echoes, and X, blood echoes retrieve. If I died, those are gone forever. Here's another shiny, another bloodstone shard. So I had 1, I need 5 to upgrade, so I need 3 more at this point. Here's another shiny. Oh, I got 10 pebbles. Alright, now this is that, the starting area that we went through. We're like up above it. So the world's all interconnected, and you come back to areas different ways. Oh, she's Jen's in the first house now. The werewolf keeps killing her. Alright, let me respond to her. On the stairs. She doesn't even, oh, she didn't even make, I thought she made it around to the werewolves that we just fought. She's still in the first area trying to kill. She didn't get a weapon, she didn't notice about the weapons. Which is hard, oh, there's another bloodstone shard. Okay, so this is a secret area that I'm showing you. It's like you wouldn't know about this unless you break through these things. And if you see, there's a, oh, I fell, shit. There's a hole down here that you can go down. There's a very good, we'll get to it, there's a really great pickup that will really help you down here. That's why you come this way. It's tough. There's a lot of tough enemies. Now you're going to come across new enemies that we've never seen before. Again, risk reward, these guys are really good. If you don't have a lot of blood echoes though, you could probably suicide run to try and get the shiny that we're going to get. I'm not going to fight these guys straight up. I'm going to shoot them. Not in here, because I want to get through. I want to keep things moving and get through this part. All right, see. Oh, she got those. All right. All right. Let's see, I'm trying to tell her how to equip her weapon, so hang on a second. Alright, let's make sure that guy... Oh shit, I almost fell off. Alright, actually I want to deal with this guy. I'm afraid he's gonna... He's gonna get me. Let's do this. Let's go back where we're safe. There's a ladder to get us out of here. Let's climb up the ladder and then we will be safe. He won't be able to get us, so I can respond to Jen. Oh, she got it. Oh, she got it. Okay. Okay. Oh, hey, I'm sorry, Crick. I just saw your message. Okay, let's do this quick. Let me just show you this. She got it. All right, let me show you where to get this important shiny, and then it'll be it. Because this is important. And I've given you all the basics you need if you want to start playing. But again, if you come back to my channel later, and I'm not broadcasting, even if I am broadcasting, you can click on videos and you can actually get, you can watch the rest of my stream if you want to, and you can fast forward or skip whatever parts you want. Okay, so let's do this fast, and then you... Alright, there's a rat. We're not dealing with this rat. And then this guy's tough. Let's see if we can get him. Oh, see, I messed up. I got him. Okay, so after you deal with this guy, come around the corner. Alright, pick this up. It's an armor set. And this is one of the most powerful armor sets in the game, and it will get you through the whole game. Okay. And like I was saying before, if you want to compare, see, the red little splash, little red thing means that I'm wearing this. If I check another piece of armor, you can see all those numbers are red. That means it's worse than what I'm wearing. The only thing it's better is that slow poison resistance. Okay. So again, you want to, if you can, and you also, I mean, if you want, you don't have to fight anything too, because these are really tough enemies down here. If you don't have any blood echoes, you just come do a suicide run. Try to draw that guy out with a pebble, run past him, grab the shiny, and then if you die, you die. But at least you have the armor. Alright. So that's about it. I think you got all the basics. And again, if you do decide to play and you start playing, you have questions, you know, if I'm streaming, pop into my stream, or send me a PSN message, and all that stuff. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope this helps. And then don't feel that you have to play the game. If you're frustrated, you just don't like it, it's not for everyone. Just because Red says that, you know, you should play it, doesn't mean you have to play it. Alright. There might be something down there, I don't remember, but there's nothing that's great. Alright, now we can climb back out, up the ladders to climb out of here. Haha, yep, piss on him. Alright, see you later, Crick. Thanks again. Take care and enjoy the rest of your weekend. My wife's going out tonight with her friends, so normally we spend Saturday together, but she got invited to a friend's house that she hasn't seen in a while. So I'll probably be streaming on it again at 7. If you have time and you want to see more, stop by. If not, no worries, no pressure. You know, there's no pressure on anybody to come watch me. I just put it out there, and if you guys want to come, great. If you can't, that's perfectly fine too. Now we get past these werewolves again. Oh shit, forgot about these guys. Alright, so Jen said something. Ooh, she went with the axe. Nice. Okay, alright. Get rid of this guy. Ooh, ouch. I got cocky. That was not worth it. I didn't need to do that. Alright. Well, we're gonna go back to the Hunter's Dream and not level up. Spend these. Okay. Just wonder if there's anything else I need to explain yet. I don't think so. Nothing new for us to pick up. Just buy some consumables. We'll buy as many blood vials as we can. And fill her out with some pebbles. Alright, we're going to go ahead and try the first boss, and let's see what happens. Get our 4 free bullets. Smells like you, stranger. Worst case scenario, if we die, we'll get insight. Oh, he dropped something. Alright, we're just gonna run for it. We're not gonna kill anybody else. Well, we'll kill this guy because he's easy to kill. No drops. Oh man, they're like doing no damage. Yeah, let's get that out of the way. Oh, he got me. Okay. So I'm going to give everyone a little tip about bosses. Bloodborne. Oh, I'm dead. I'm dead. He got me in the corner. Stuck on something. Hang on. Bloodborne bosses have a thing. You can damage their limbs. See, before I damaged his limb, one of his limbs. Oh, he got me. Ah! It's been so long. Alright. I damaged one of his limbs, so he'll take extra damage for a little bit until he heals. Oh man, I'm doing awful. I'm dead. I'm gonna die. Let's get back off and regroup here. Like, you'll see an explosion of blood off one of his limbs, and that's when he's gonna start doing extra damage. Or he'll take extra damage. Let's see if we can see limit damage. Alright, he's powering up. Damn it. Damn it, the geometry's really messing me up. That's this grab attack. I'll go ahead and fill up. Ah, you son of a bitch. Aww. Boy, I'm bad. I am doing awful at this. Right there, I broke his limb. So So he's taking bonus damage right now. Oh, I walked right into that. I know that's gonna come. That's coming. It has like an AoE effect. Alright, now he's repairing his limbs. Ah! Alright, we got this. Alright, we got it. We just need to be smart. Grab. Got him. Alright, that wasn't the cleanest fight in the world. But he's dead. What?
Roll around and hit him in the butt.
Circle around him in the butt. But Bloodborne bosses, that's great. That works, but a lot of Bloodborne bosses have 360 attack that they can get around behind them. That works better, a lot better with Dark Souls. But it does work with some bosses. Alright, so our buddy Alfred, the guy in the window, told us to find the bridge and get to the Cathedral Ward. Well, we're at the end of the bridge, and this door doesn't work. This gate doesn't work. There must be another way around. Alright, so we beat the boss. Okay, so now we can light the lamp, go back to the Hunter's Stream. Okay, so let's look at what we got here. We killed him, so now we have 4,324 blood echoes. And then the little symbol with the eye that says 4 next to it, that's insight. So you receive insight for seeing a boss, going into different areas of the game, and seeing different things, or beating a boss. So I got 1 insight for seeing him. You can't lose. There's only a couple situations in the late game where you can actually lose insight and enemies can steal it from you. But it's not like Blood Echoes that doesn't go away and you can spend it. You need at least 1 insight to start leveling up. So, if I would have died to the Cleric Beast here, I could have gone back to, I could have then farmed Blood Echoes, because I would have lost my Blood Echoes, but I could have gone back to the Hunter's Stream and start leveling up. Also in the Hunter's Stream, which we'll look at, there's an insight shop where you can start to buy things using insight. You can have a maximum of 99 insight. Okay, we also picked up the Saw Hunter badge, which is a key item. Alright, so let's look at this. One of the badges crafted in the Healing Church, the Silver Sword, is a symbol of the Church Hunter. Ludwig was the first of many Healing Church Hunters to come, many of whom were clerics, as it was clerics transformed into the most hideous beasts. Now these badges, the way they work, is as you pick them up, when we go back to the Hunter Stream, that's going to unlock things in the shop, extra things that we can buy, and unlock things in the Insight shop that we can buy. Alright, so let's go to the Hunter Stream. Oh, look. See now, look. The Dowl's awake. And also, the messenger guys have new shinies for us. So let's pick up their shinies. Alright. Consume insight and ring the beckoning bell to list the cooperation of hunters from other worlds. Silencing blank ends forms of cooperation. Alright, we'll look at those in a second. What is this? Consume insight and ring the old hunter's bell to enlist cooperation of the old hunters. Alright, let's look at each item and I'll explain how it works. Okay, beckoning bell. Use insight to ring and call other worlds to help. Alright, beckoning bell. Great old bell discovered in the underground labyrinth. The ring resonates across worlds, and the first hunter used it as a special signal to call hunters from other worlds to cross the gap and cooperate. A human must use insight to ring the uncanny bell, but the benefit of cross-world cooperations are many. Alright, so basically, this is how you summon help from real players in from their worlds to come into your worlds. So once you have this, and you have to have, it costs 1 insight, and you can summon up to 2 people into your world. So if you summon 1 person, that's going to use 1 insight. If you summon 2, that's going to use 2 insight. So you ring the bell. So if I had this, I could have ring the bell, and I could have got a real person in to help me fight the cleric beast or the boss. Once the boss is dead in that area, you can't summon anymore. So I usually go ahead and I equip this on my quick bar in case I want to use it. Alright, what's the next item we picked up? The silencing blank. Fire to end ongoing and prevent further cooperation. Alright, let's look and see what that description is. Hunters are linked to the resource resonance of the bell with special encoded timbres. The inaudible burst disrupts the resonance. Fire to end cooperation, prevent further cooperation. Firing does not disrupt the resonance of the sinister bell. Now we'll look at sinister bell later. Alright. So if you're searching for co-op and no one's coming and you want to stop searching, you use that pistol, and that will stop you searching. And if you've not summoned anybody, you get your insight back. If you're cooperating and you're in someone else's world and you want to go home, you shoot off that pistol, and that will get you out of their world. So again, I put that on my tool, but it's just personal effects. I call it a tool belt. Okay. Then we also picked up the old hunter spell, which is, for some strange reason, is a key item. Alright, one of the resonating bells across the gaps of worlds. The bell is cracked and stained with blood of beasts. A human must expend insight to ring this uncanny bell. The old hunters who have long passed from the dream, but cannot forget the feeling of the hunt, rely upon messengers to relay their thoughts. Ring the bell at their side, and they are certain to give a listen, for the night of the hunt is long and unchanging. Alright. So that old hunter spell is how you can, in certain areas of the game, there'll be NPC hunters that you can summon to help you through the level and defeat bosses. And we'll look at that when we come across one. Alright, so next we can talk to the doll.
Hello, good hunter. I am a doll, here in this dream to look after you. Honorable hunter, pursue the echoes of blood, and I will channel them into your strength. You will hunt beasts, and I will be here for you to embolden your sickly spirit.
Okay, so now, leveling up. Channel blood echoes, that's how we level up. Alright, use blood echoes to raise stats and level up.
Very well. Let the echoes become your strength. Let me stand close. Now shut your eyes.
Okay, here we go. Alright, this is our stats. There's your character name. We're going to start on the left-hand corner. And my camera's opposite, that's why. Left-hand corner and work our way down. Alright, so we're level 10. We have 4,324 blood echoes. To level up 1 level, we need, at this point, we need 829. We have 4 insight. Okay? And then these are our different stats. Now let's look at the description. So if you on the screen, if you push R3, you can see the description of different things. Alright, character name, level, blood echoes, required to level up, insight. Level of insight or depth of inhuman knowledge. Need to ring special bells, but induces frenzy. Frenzy is something we'll deal with much later. Alright, vitality governs attribute governing HP. Endurance, attribute governing stamina and resistances. Strength, attribute governing heavy physical weapon attack. Determines whether or not you can use certain equipment. We'll go over that in a second. Skill, attribute governing more nuanced physical attack or physical weapon attacks. Determines whether or not you can use certain equipment. Your visceral attack damage when you do an interrupt or a backstab, that scales off of skill. So the more skill you have, the more damage you do. Blood tinge, attribute governing the power of a weapon that uses quicksilver bullets. Determines whether or not you can use certain equipment. That's your pistols, your guns, different guns. And arcane, which you can't see because my face is in the way. Attribute governing arcane attack, determine whether or not you can use certain equipment. So arcane is spells. So we are going to be using spells in this playthrough, but you don't get those till later in the game. So we're going to leave that for now, but we will level that up. So when we get a minimum amount, we can pick up, get at least the minimum amount to start, so we can pick up, when we pick up items that use arcane, we can use them. Unfortunately, there's no real arcane weapons till very late in the game. Alright, so if we go here, alright, so if you go to each stat and you push right, you can increase your numbers. So see here, I can, if I keep pushing, I can get up all the way up to, let's see here, how many? 4 levels with my blood echoes. Now you can see I only have 371, but I need 1445 to level up. Alright, so as you drop point, and then if you push, this is on the D-pad, if you push right, you add numbers to this. If you push left, you take them away. So look at, this is vitality. If you look at my HP, as I put a point in, so alright, so I get 1 point of vitality at this point will get me from 573 to 594. Another point takes me to 616. Another point takes me to 638. Another point takes me to 659. And that's all my points. Alright, so leveling up, each stat gets to a point and you start receiving diminishing returns. So here I leveled up, let's see, what would that be? Well, 73 plus 20, I got 21 points of HP. I level up again, let's see, so 594 to 16, what's that, 22 points? And 630, I got another 22 points, 21 points. Alright, so I'm getting pretty good returns. At a certain point, which is called the soft cap, which is usually around 25 for each stat, I'm going to start to see diminishing returns. Like, I won't get 22 points of HP, I might get 15. And as you level up higher and higher, that the benefit of leveling up that attribute will decrease. Alright, if I put it in endurance, you can see I get 2 points of endurance, 1 point of endurance, all the way up to, I would get up to 102 if I put all my points in endurance. If you look at strength, okay, I only have one weapon, and that's my right hand weapon, attack 1. It's at 102. I put a point into strength that gets me to 103. I get all the way up to 107. Skill, because this saw cleaver scales a little bit better with strength and dex. See, I put a point into skill. It's not increasing my damage at all. I have to put 3 points into skill to see any kind of return. So at this point, my weapon skill's better with strength than it was with dex. We'll look at that in a second. Alright, and then blood tinge. If you put points into blood tinge, you can see my gun went up 1 point. So you don't really, guns aren't really used to use damage. Arcane's not going to do anything to me. I do not have any arcane spells or weapons yet, so that's not really going to help me at this point. Every point you put in, no matter what stat it is going to give you some increase in physical defense. And you can see if I put points of endurance, my stamina goes up, my physical defense goes up, but also my resistance, I get better resistance to certain status effects. Arcane's going to increase my item discovery. Item discovery is, you get better drops from enemies, more frequent drops the higher your item discovery is. Again, it's not really something the first playthrough, you're really not going to want to put any points into Blood Tinge or Arcane. I would stick with Vitality. It's always a good choice. More hit points is not bad. Endurance is good. The more endurance you have, the more times you can swing your weapon, the more dashes you can do, the more rolling you can do. And strength and skill, depending on your weapon, will increase or decrease your damage. Not decrease, but increase your damage. Basically, anything I put in, no matter what stat I choose, I'm going to get a little bit of physical defense. So this early on, I like to put in my points to Vitality so I have more hit points. So that's what I'm going to do. Alright, so that's leveling up. We'll just look at, let's look at this. HP, the power of your will, or to survive. This falls to 0, your strength will fade away, you die. Stamina is necessary to perform actions, depletes as actions are taken, and refills automatically. Discovery governs chance of enemy dropping items when defeated. The higher this attribute, the more you'll find. Right hand attack, right hand weapon number 2 attack. That's pretty self-explanatory. Defense against attacks with bare fists or against foes with corporeal existence. Basically, if someone hits you with a weapon, that's going to determine how much damage that weapon does. And your armor. And then resistance to slow poison and stuff. So you get, enemies can poison you, they can give you rapid poison. That's something we'll have to look at when we get there.
Farewell.
Now I also could point, oops, she was talking. She just says farewell, good hunter. But you can also, what we talked about earlier, I could pop these for blood echoes to put into level ups. I like to save them, but you could use them. There's no real reason to hold on to them. Alright, let's talk to her some more, because she gives us more just if we talk to her.
Did you speak with Gammon?
That's the guy inside.
He was a hunter long, long ago, but now serves only to advise them. He is obscure, unseen in the dreaming world. Still, he stays here, in this dream. Such is his purpose. Ah, the little ones.
That's these guys, the little
Inhabitants
messengers.
of the dream. They find hunters like yourself, worship and serve them. Speak words they do not. But still, aren't they sweet? Ah.
Alright, she's looping. Alright.
Farewell, good. May you find
Your worth in the waking world. That's what she says. Sorry, I shouldn't burn through. I'm so used to just burning through the dialogue. Alright, let's see if we can repair and upgrade our weapon. Let's see, fortify. No, I need 2 more single bloodstone shards. So we're going to go ahead and repair, though. So our weapon doesn't break. Alright, now that we have 1 insight, the insight shop opens, which is this bath up here. And now you can buy things with insight. Buy with insight, makes trades with messengers using insight. Okay. So, if you run out, if you spend all your insight, and it goes to 0, the doll goes back to sleep, but you can still level up with her. She won't go back to sleep, and then you'll lose your ability to level up. But you won't be able to talk to her anymore. Okay. So, and there's different, you can buy consumables, that's upgrade materials, keys, weapons, armor. You can buy different things here. So we're pretty limited right now. So I'm going to buy the small resonant bell and the sinister bell. Okay. And let's equip those on our hotbar. And we'll look at them. Small bell discovered in the old underground labyrinth. It ring resonance across worlds, and the first hunters used it as a special signal to call hunters from other worlds to cross the gap and cooperate. The bell resonates with its counterpart, the beckoning bell, which we just picked up. Ring to help hunters in other worlds. Okay, so what you do is you use this. If I want to co-op and I want to help someone, I don't want them to come to my world, I want to go to their world and help them, you ring it, and then if someone is ringing in their beckoning bell, which we just picked up, the game will connect you and you can go help them. And then our sinister bell. Bloodstained bell discovered in the old underground labyrinth. The one of the resonating bells that cross the gap of worlds, but this one knells from misfortune and malice. The sinister bell is an object of dark thoughts. Ring it to become the enemy of the hunter in another world. Okay, so what that does, that's a PvP item. Alright, so when you ring the beckoning bell in your world for co-op, that will spell what's called a Bell Maiden. The Bell Maiden spawns in, it's always the same location in each map, but she's usually hidden. She'll start ringing a sinister bell, okay, in your world. That opens you up to be invaded. unless you find her and kill her. Or you die, she goes away. So I'm in my world, I ring my Sinister Bell. The game will go to the servers, look for a world where that Bell Maiden is ringing a Sinister Bell. And that will connect me to that world, and I will invade them, and my job is to kill the host and any phantoms or cooperators that he has in his world. If I kill them, I get insight. That's my reward for killing them, also the satisfaction of killing someone. When I ring the Sinister Bell in my world, that will also spawn a Bell Maiden in my world, as long as the boss is alive. If my boss is dead, then I won't get a Bell Maiden, but I can still invade people. So the trade-off for co-oping in beckoning people in your world to co-op and help you is that you might get invaded. Doesn't happen too often, because other than this week, 2 weeks that this event's going on, this game's kind of dead. So there's really not very much downside to doing that. But that's how you PvP. So I like to invade, so I bought the Sinister Bell. Alright, let's see if there's anything we can buy with our last 300 Blood Echoes. We can buy some Molotovs. We got plenty of Molotovs. Right now we need Blood Vials. And we'll just buy some Pebbles just so we spend them. Alright, so now you can see we picked up that Saw Hunt. Oh, I'm sorry, I got a phone call. Hang on.
hunter, aren't you? Then, well, do you know of any safe places? I've heard I have. Shutting up indoors isn't always enough. Well, if you hunters got off your arses, you wouldn't be in this mess. You're obligated to help me, you hear? So what'll it be? Are you going to tell me you're not? Yeah, I should have known. You're good for nothing. No respect for the elderly is what that is. That little good you outsiders do. Go on, admit it. You think we're all mad, don't you? Well, go and stop it. I know all your tricks. Now what is it now? Are much better ways to pass the time. Unless you found me a nice, safe place. Yeah, you're good for nothing. No respect for the elderly is what that is. That little good you outsiders do. Go on, admit it. Well, go on.
No problem. I just didn't want you to think I was ignoring you guys. Period. Okay. Alright. Well, I'm on mute.
Oh. A hunter, are you? And an outsider? What a mess you've been caught up in. And tonight of all nights. Here, to welcome the new hunter. Prepare yourself for the worst. There are no humans left. They're all flesh-hungry beasts now. Still lingering about. What's wrong? A hunter unnerved by a few beasts? No matter. Without fear in our hearts, we're little different from the beasts themselves. What are you still doing here? Enough trembling in your boots. A hunter must hunt. What are you still... A hunt...
Trying to fool me to open this door. Heavens, the depths of depravity. Wretched outsider. Trying to fool me to open this door. Heavens, the depths of depravity.
Who are you? I don't know your voice, but I know that smell. Are you a hunter? And please will you look for my mum? Daddy never came back from the hunt, and she went to find him, but now she's gone too. I'm all alone and scared. Really? Oh, thank you. My mum wears a red jeweled brooch. It's so big and beautiful. You won't miss it. Oh, I mustn't forget. If you find my mum, give her this music box. It plays one of Daddy's favourite songs. And when Daddy forgets us, we play it for him so he remembers. Mum's so silly running off without it. My mum wears a red jeweled brooch. It's so big and beautiful. Oh, and if you find her, please, I know you can do it. My mum... Oh.
Yes, I see. But the Great Bridge is the only way to the Cathedral Ward. And during the hunt, the bridge is closed. You could try the aqueduct. There's a rather, how shall I put it, colourful area south of the Great Bridge. From there, an aqueduct leads to the Cathedral Ward. Not a place you'd normally want to visit, but I don't imagine you have much of a choice, do you? An aqueduct leads from the... not a place you'd not much of a choice.
Welcome home. What is it? Very well. Let me... Welcome. What is it? Very well. Let me...
Alright, so let's get to that where we were left off, and we'll go on from there. We still have a while to go yet, but I might switch to co-op or PvP just to Central Yharnam's where we want to start from. Because I've been talking for 3 hours, my throat's starting to hurt. So we gotta do something a little less talking. So we can go back to that elevator. I like to kill these guys just because, sometimes they drop blood vials. And on your first playthrough, when you are farming, healing a lot, blood vials can become scarce. So it's always good to get them, and so you don't have to. I like to farm for them and not necessarily spend money on them if I can avoid it. Yeah, I missed. I was early. Missed. Alright, now I'm getting greedy. Getting stupid. Now I'm down 6 bullets and a bunch of blood vials that I could use. So maybe if we get these guys with the boulder, we'll get some bullets. Another good pro tip is when you're, like, you wouldn't necessarily know this now, but we're getting close to a boss. When you're on a boss run and there's an elevator involved, it's usually good to send the elevator back up so you don't have to wait for it if you die. So what you do for this, like this kind of elevator, the switch is that square on the floor is what you're walking over to make it move. So what I usually do is stand behind it and then sprint out. So you see the gate closes, I make it out, boom, it goes up. Come on, boulder dude. There it comes. Here it comes. See, those two guys escaped. Alright, we're gonna do one other thing here that's we read a message about it in the Hunter stream, but I never talked about it. Let's see about doing next. I'm gonna have to parry this guy. Okay. If you run out of bullets, you can get an emergency supply. And basically what you do, they're called blood bullets, and you sacrifice a blood vial for extra bullets. And in order to do that, excuse me, you push up on the D-pad. Alright, you see my health went down, and then under my Quicksilver bullet says +5. You can only do it, like, one time. Now I'm at +5. If I do it again, I'll lose more health, but I'll still stay at 5. If I use one blood bullet and I was at 4, and I do it, I'd get 1. So you want to use up all your blood bullets before you do it again. So now I'm going to have to heal up that wound. But this guy's probably going to drop me blood vials, which he did. That got me up to 20 and got me an extra one for storage. Alright. So I have 18, I can shoot 18 times now. Alright, we're gonna leave these guys be. You can sneak right past these guys. Okay. Alright, here we go.
Beasts all over the shop.
What?
You'll
okay.
Sooner or later.
I didn't. I just noticed I didn't have any. I figured you'd get it whenever we went if we went shopping around. Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't need it today. I found juice instead. I just need something to drink. That's all. Yeah. Sorry, I can't hear you. Yeah, no, I didn't expect you to. It's just him being him, you know what I mean? Alright. I'm actually gonna have him kill me. Let's reset this. Because I got distracted.
You have to show your true face, eh?
Okay.
Not a sporting was.
Oh, I don't think I've ever heard him say that. That was interesting. Alright, let's reset that. And this time we're gonna just run. We'll have full, so we have full everything. Let's just run. And not stop and kill anything. Now that was close. I couldn't see what he was doing. Or see my character. That was probably a bad idea. Man, you can't get past these guys. If you hug the bridge here. If you run all the way in, though, that he'll take damage. And you can quickly give him one little tap, and then he dies. If you don't run past him for some reason, he does not take any damage from that fireball. I'm not sure why. If that's intentional, if that's just a glitch in the programming, who knows. Alright, so let's try this again. I screwed up my transform attack. That was a mistake. That was bullshit. That wasn't bullshit. I mean, it was stupid. Now he's got the hunter's axe that you would start with. That was early. I gotta stop doing that.
What's that smell?
I'm out of stamina. See, I ran myself out of stamina. Bad idea. Now he's gone two-handed. So he's got a lot longer reach, and he can do not double, he can do increased damage. He got me. I'm dead. See? He totally two-shot me. Alright. So it doesn't matter how many hours you've played in this game, things can go south really quick. Like that just did.
Away! Away!
I did this the other day to get a PvP build up at level 16, and I went through, I got him first try. So it doesn't matter how many times you've hit him and how well you've done past times. These bosses can mess you up. Still. Always using a stronger weapon too. Alright, I went too fast so it didn't reset. Alright. Let's get past him. Run past these guys. Hug the wall. No, he only gave me shining coins. That was kind of lucky. That gun doesn't do huge damage, but it does a lot of chip damage. And now he's spamming it. Here he comes. That was early. Alright, he went two-handed. He's doing a charge dart too. I gotta watch my stamina. Nope, missed it. I staggered him. Alright, see, I'm doing transforming attacks. Let's keep my health up. Oh, see, I did transform and it messed me up. Oh, I didn't get there fast enough. Oh god, I'm stuck on the freaking... Oh shit, oh shit. That's one part about this is... Oh, that was stupid. Alright. Alright, I might be in trouble. I might be in trouble. Molotovs are great for him. There we got him. Alright, that's it. Now, when he's in his beast form, he transforms into a beast. Beasts are weak to fire. That's a little bit of a tip. So that's why I use Molotovs. If I would have hit him with the oil urn, like we talked about earlier, and then hit him with a Molotov, that would have been huge damage. But that's a really good way to deal with him in second phase, because you see he hops all around and he's all over the place. Alright. So we got 3,900 souls. So he gave us something, he gave us a key. So let's see what it's all about. Alright, key to the great gate that blocks the tomb of Odin. Odin, I don't know how to say it. Key to the gate that blocks the tomb of Odin. Beyond the tomb, Odin Chapel, I call it Odin, that's what we're going to go with. Odin Chapel can be found in the center of the cathedral wards. That's where we're supposed to be going. Only today the church is abandoned, and some say that the residents of Odin have all gone mad. That sounds ominous. Alright, so let's pick up some stuff before we go too much farther here. Alright, so if you look, you see the shiny up here, down here, and it's on a dead body. So let's search the body. A red jeweled brooch. Okay, so that is the little girl's mother. She came here looking for, remember her name was Viola, and on the music box it said Viola and Gascoigne? Well, that's Father Gascoigne that we just killed. She came here looking for him, and he's basically turning into a beast, so he murdered her. It's a very sad story. So let's look at that. Bright red brooch used to gain a droplet blood gem. Alright, so that's something that you can use on, you can either give it to the little girl, or you can crush it, turn it into a blood gem that you can put on your weapon. I almost always give it to the little girl when I'm doing a full playthrough just to get that storyline. So let's read it. A woman's bright red brooch, engraved with the name Viola. Perhaps the jewel is a gift from a hunter, used to change into a droplet blood gem that fortifies any weapon. With a proper workshop tool, which we haven't found yet, the various weapons can be fortified. So that gives you a hint on what we're supposed to be, something that we might be finding next. Alright, so we're going to do a few more things before we go back to Hunter's Dream, and then we'll also talk to the little girl. There's one more thing that we can do for as far as this tutorial walkthrough goes. After today's stream, it's going to be more of a regular Let's Play when I'll explain things as go on. But this one was a longer one where I really wanted to explain how things work and different things. Because I'm trying to get, since it's free, I'm trying to get people, my friends, interested in this game, and they're asking me a lot of questions on how to do things, which I don't mind answering any questions that anybody gives me, but I thought I'd also put a video together in case I'm not available, or, you know, they'd want to see something. So that's why we're doing this right now. Okay, so that key that we got opened the gate. So we can move forward. I always like to look behind me when I walk into a room. And again, here's a lore note. The Birkenworth spider hides all manners of ritual and keeps our lost master from us. A terrible shame. It makes my head shudder uncontrollably. So that's something that we'll put together story-wise later. Alright, we've come across our first chest in the game. Chests have items in them that are useful. So let's open it and loot it. And we picked up the Blood Gem Workshop tool. So remember we read about the brooch could be turned into a blood gem. Okay, so that's what we, this is the tool that we need to do that. Alright, so we are not going to go there yet. If we come up here through this door, we're going to go in the next area. I'm going to leave that for a later stream. But let's finish off what we have to do. Okay. I'm gonna go back, level up, and then we'll go talk to the little girl.
What if there was some things where like t-shirts?
What?
What if there was some things where t-shirts? That'd be cool.
Maybe.
Welcome home. What is it? Very well, let me.
Alright. So I can start using spells once I get them. Arcane stuff. I'm gonna drop a point into Arcane for now. Alright, and again, I'm close to leveling up, so I might as well pop some Cold Blood Dew to get to the next level up. Alright. And there's no specific way to level up. You do whatever you think you want to do to make, either increase your HP, make your weapon more powerful. However you want to do it, it's fine. But eventually, I'm going to get this to a 120 build, which is the meta, with 50. I'm going to get 50 Arcane.
Welcome. What is it? Very well.
So I want to get to 15. Let's get to 982 or 682 HP. So I'll probably stop leveling HP at this point for a little bit. Concentrate on strength, maybe get up a couple more points of endurance. If we get a heavy weapon, we're going to need more endurance.
Farewell, good hunter. May you find your worth in
the waking world. Alright, so we are going to repair weapon. Alright, now we got a new tool, Blood Gem Fortification. Fortify weapons using blood gems, imbued weapons with special characteristics. So as we level up, you can see that there's 3 on the middle section. There is 3, or now in the right hand section, there's 3 little symbols. You will collect blood gems that we can plug into our weapon to make it more powerful. We don't really have any now, so there's no point in really trying to explain it until we have something to put in there. But we'll find those and start finding those in the next area. This is a walkthrough. This is not... Everyone's asking me, a lot of people are asking me questions on how to do things, so I thought I'd put this together to help them if I'm not available. Alright? So maybe you shouldn't criticize what you don't understand. Alright, let's go talk to the little girl next. trying to think what the best way to go is. Let's do the Tomb of... We'll go from the Tomb of Odin. Okay. Let's go along. You gotta get ready to go, right? What time do you have to be there? 5?
5.
And what time are you done?
9.
9, okay. So I'll probably leave here, because I'm probably going to do a stream from 7 to 9. Because I'm going to be here by myself, so I'll leave here right at 9 to come get you. So I'll be there like 10 after.
Do I eat now then?
Yeah, you're going to eat before you go. Okay, because you're not going to want to wait till 9 o'clock to eat. So go ahead and eat your sub. Alright? Alright, let's get our pebbles back on here. Alright. And we don't have to kill these things. But let's at least get that going. Didn't get anything from any of them. Oh, that's another thing I should tell. When you're climbing up a ladder, if you hit circle, you go fast up. You'll climb faster. If you push circle, hold circle and down, you'll slide down faster. Alright, we are not going to fight anything. We're just going to run past all this stuff. Alright, so I want you ready at 4:30 to go, okay? So make sure you eat and everything. And are ready. I walked too fast, I missed my backstab. See, these guys with the giant log have a little bit different parry timings than the guys with the bricks. Okay, let's talk to her.
Hello, Miss Hunter. Still can't find my mum.
Okay, so we have two choices here. We can either give her the jeweled brooch, so she knows her mother's dead, or we can say we don't give it. And basically, you're saying you couldn't find her. Like I said, you could use use that brooch, and it'll turn into a droplet blood gem that you can put on your weapon. I think it gives plus physical attack plus 4% or something. I'm not going to do that. I usually give it to her.
Miss Hunter, was it really her? Mummy, Mummy, don't leave me alone.
So she's all alone now. Her father's gone and her mother's gone. Alright, so she's just crying. We'll have to check back with her later. Alright. So I think that's about it. We're still gonna play, but as far as this character, I think we're done. I think this is a good stopping point, and next stream we'll pick it up. So let's ring our bell and see if we can do some co-op. Let's not murder anybody. I've been murdering people for 3 days, so I'm gonna let that go for now. Oh, here we go, already. No, I can't pick up that shiny. Oh, what are you doing? Alright, so he's talking to the little girl. Alright, that one summoner is higher level than has been farther through the game because he's doing an emote that we wouldn't have yet. But co-oping is, like I said, it's a good, non-risky way to farm blood echoes. If you die, you don't lose anything. But unfortunately, after this 2-week Return to Yharnam event is done, it's probably not going to be as active. Maybe it will, though. Maybe it will be longer than I expect. With all the new players that have come in for PS Plus, might be playing for a while. Bloodborne might be active again for a little bit, while longer than I expected. Alright, they're gonna watch it. They're gonna get killed by that pig. Nope, they got the pig. A lot of the difficulty in this game can be trivialized by co-oping. Like, even some of the bosses can be killed pretty quickly. Alright, we're stuck inside each other. That happens if you're trying to climb the ladders at the same time. Oh, I just ducked in there. Oh, I thought we were going back down. And I'm getting some good blood vials too. These guys don't need my help. Rahahaha. I think those guys knew. The co-opper, or the host. The beckoner, if you will. Ooh, excuse me. There it goes. More bullets, see? A little shiny on him? Nope. Getting some good stuff. Okay, so he's initiating the boss fight, so he's not been here before. You only get the cutscene the first time.
Beasts all over the shop. You'll be one of them, sooner or later. Bye-bye. Oh shit. Let's get out of here. Let's make our way back to the lamp. And if we get summoned again, then we'll go out. If we don't get summoned, we'll go back. Got someone. There's no point in climbing the ladder. We're gonna get respawned at the bottom of the ladder when it's over. Nice. He's got the Kirk hammer. Is that the same guy, Seamus? Or Samus? I don't think so. Well, he didn't have the Kirk hammer. Maybe he's changing. No, It's just different. Another different S name. Oh shit, I walked right into that. There we go. Alright, let's feel that little chip damage.
Beasts all over the shop. You'll be one of them, sooner or later.
Not doing my transform attack. See, I was saying earlier about minimizing damage, we slaughtered them. Alright. See, now we got 5,200 souls. And 8 insight. I accidentally erased my character last night that I had created already. I don't think I got it quite right of what I had before. Oh well. See, I'm totally effing up. See that? See? Oh no. Yeah, there we go. Totally wasted my... I got lucky because there was a difference in our height, actual physical height level. So that was a waste. I wasted bullets. And I had to heal. I was messing around. Instead of just going back. Alright, let's see if there's anything else opened up in the shop now that we've killed Father Gascoigne. Or Papa G, as I like to affectionately call him. Again, let's go back on repair. Alright, we get plunging blood cocktails. And now Father Gascoigne's armor is now available to purchase. So that's new. Alright, anything new in here? Nope. Still can't. Eventually you'll be able to buy shards. Yeah, let's see here. Nothing new here. Oh, now I can buy the repeating pistol. Repeating pistol typically used by church hunters, crafted with mostly metal parts exhibiting a complex design. Repeating pistol fires 2 shots at once, making it a ravenous consumer of quicksilver bullets. Should be used sparingly compared to the workshop counterpart as a trump card in one's arsenal. So I've never used that, but it fires 2 bullets at once, basically.
Well, what is it? Very well, let me...
Alright, so how many levels can I get? I can get 2. Alright. I'm actually going to put these into art, because I want to get my Arcane up for when it's later and I need it. But we're going to buy it now when levels are cheap. So I'm going to use co-op funds on Arcane, I think. That way I'm not making myself OP for the rest of the game. Did I repair? I did. Let's go ahead and buy some pebbles. Oh, I bought quicksilver bullet. That's alright, I need those too. Okay, so we've been on for 3 minutes shy of 4 hours. I do have to take my son to play practice. I will probably be on again around 7 o'clock to do a couple more hours. I'm not sure if we'll continue on or if we'll just do PvP or whatnot. So, alright, thanks everyone for tuning in. I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their day. If I don't see you again, take care and see you later.